So today I've put together a buying guide of warm weather spring and summer fragrances that you should put high on your list if there's only one thing that you care about. And it's not performance, I've done that already. It's not quality, I haven't done that yet, but now I will. It's the other thing that is kind of the main driving force that is funneling thousands of guys, new guys, into this hobby every day. And that is compliments. Pretty much everybody who gets started in this hobby, they're after one thing and one thing only when they're first starting out, and that is to find a cologne that works for them, but also works for everybody around them. Their coworkers, their friends, their family. They just want to smell great, and they want people to tell them that. And that's what these are going to do. I'm keeping it really short and concise and very simple. Only 7 fragrances here. But these are all geared towards getting you compliments, and these are all geared towards warm weather, spring and summer use. Any situation, for any event, any time of day, these just work. Let's just get into it. The first one is Burberry, Mr. Burberry Element. So it's got juniper, mineral notes, ambergris, and almond in here. Really nice blue fragrance, essentially, is what it comes down to. A ton of the ambroxan and aromatics with the citrus and fruits. It smells really, really nice. Now this one kind of was released and then forgotten about. A little bit of hate here and there, and then poof, it was gone. But I think it's a great release for people who just want to smell good and you don't want to put any thought into it otherwise. And there are so many other things out there that will do something similar to this, guys. So if this isn't going to work for you, if you don't like it, there are other things. But I also try to provide some variety with these videos when I can, because a Eau de Parfum would have been a great choice for this placement right here. But that one's pretty easy to predict. And so there's no YSLY in this video. I wanted to try to change it up a little bit, and this is a great option that's going to do that for you. I don't think you're going to find a single person who does not like how this smells, and that's very important. That's a key, and that's very important, and that's kind of what we're looking for here. Next up, we have Azzaro Chrome Parfum. So it took them a while. I mean, we've had so many Chrome releases, and just now they put out a Parfum, and that's kind of just because, well, the trend, right? Everybody's putting out parfums and elixirs, and so just within the past year or two, they gave us a Parfum, and I think it's a really good release. I didn't think it was going to be this good going into it. Looking at the notes online before I bought it, I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be fine, but I don't think it's going to be good, and it's definitely not going to hold a candle to Chrome Extreme, which I think is a phenomenal release. And I don't like this one better than Chrome Extreme. I don't really think it's a better scent than Chrome Extreme, but it's probably my second favorite. And I think that's saying something, because they do have a lot of releases, a lot of which smell fine, they're pretty good, but this one is really good. So this one has bergamot, fir resin, and sage in here. It's another aromatic, fresh, citrusy scent with a lot of musk and unlisted, but quite a bit of ambroxan as well. I mean, you pick up on it, man. A nice, bright, fuzzy, fresh out of the shower blue smell that is indicative of a blue scent. There's a lot of them. And this one, man, that smells really good off the top. You really pick up on those aromatics, almost like a black pepper as well. The sage, lavender, geranium, all of that stuff. And some of those aren't listed off, but it's kind of written on the wall. When you smell this one, you pick up on these things. And this one really has it going on. It's better than you might think it would be. It's been on discounters for a while now, and the price has been kind of working its way down into worth it territory. You know, at retail, yeah, there are better things out there for the price. But if you can get this one for around, I don't know, $45, I think is where it's floating right now. I think it's a really solid, good choice and a great purchase. So I told you there's no YSLY in this video, but there is some YSL in here, okay? And this one, it already is just taken the world by storm. I mean, or the community more so by storm. Came out, what was it? Gosh, I can't even remember now if it was this year or last year. Last year, I think. YSL myself, kind of end of last year, wasn't it? It's so many new things all the time, I can't keep it straight. But it came out recently. It's an Eau de Parfum starting out with, which is cool that they're not starting off at the bottom with an Eau de Toilette. And immediately it was not so warmly welcomed here in the community. I like to try to call it like it is as much as I can and take any other bias out of it and just focusing on the scent, how it smells, removing price, removing everything else like that. I think it smells really, really nice. It's got bergamot, orange blossom, ambro fix, some patchouli in here as well. It's a really nice, bright, sour, punchy citrus scent that just will get your attention, wake you up, and turn heads right off that first spray. This one really has kind of a juicy, mouth-watering, vibrant, punchy opening. It smells great, and it really gets you excited. But because it's not something super unique from, you know, a designer brand that usually doesn't put out too many unique things anyway, people kind of got mad about it. And look, if you can't look at something like this in the notes and kind of see that it's pretty apparent what it's going to be and you blind buy it and get mad, then I don't know what to tell you. But going into this, I knew it wasn't going to be something new and groundbreaking. I mean, they've had some great hits over the years, L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme. La Nuit de L'Homme especially, a super unique masterpiece designer. That's kind of one of the last ones that they've done on that level, and the YSL-Ys are great. Some of the other L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme flankers are amazing, but they've definitely shifted their focus and they really lean into what's working, and they're good at it, and they know how to chase trends, and they know what they're doing. And so if you buy this, it might not be something that's the most unique thing ever that you're just going to fall in love with. But I can promise you, you are just going to get compliments left and right. They wouldn't be selling it if it didn't. So, I mean, this one, it's going to absolutely tear it up out there in the warm weather. So let's go for a classic. What is this? This is a 2004 release here by Chanel. It's a beauty of a scent that is timeless. This will never go out of style. And there have been some things along the way that have emulated this one at significantly lower prices. I wanted to just kind of nod back to this one here because there is something special about this one that some of the other emulations don't quite have. It's just Chanel Allure Homme Sport. It's easy to forget about, you know, people are talking about Eau Extreme, Edition Blanche, and then, you know, that's kind of where it ends pretty much with Chanel. Aside from Bleu de Chanel, Parfum, and things like that, they haven't put out too much else. And so Chanel, they're not losing relevancy by any means, but a lot of people are just wanting to know what's next with all the new releases all the time. You just don't think about this as much. But don't get me wrong, this is still an absolute beauty of a scent. I mean, it's got orange, aldehydes, mandarin, vanilla, tonka bean, fantastic mixture of fruity, aromatic, airy, fresh, and sweet. It's a whole bunch of things lumped into one with a nice creaminess from that tonka vanilla that you get later on in the scent, and that is the ticket. There's so many freshies out there that are fresh and citric and bright and uplifting, but if you start to work in a little bit of a creamy sweetness with that for a summer scent, and in this case, what is labeled as a sport scent, you would be surprised on what that can do. It really just separates this from the crowd. And some people are scared of that. They're scared of a little bit of sweetness in their summer scent. And to that I say, don't be scared. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel uncomfortable at first, you'll get used to it. And this is a great place to start because it gets a lot more sweet than this when it comes to some summer scents out there, which we'll kind of touch on here up next. But I will just conclude with this. Chanel Allure Homme Sport, a fantastic compliment puller that's going to work for any situation, formal or casual, anytime in the spring and summer. And if you want to take it a step further, this could be a signature scent that you wear in fall and winter time as well with no problem. So speaking of, it gets a little bit sweeter for summer scents, and this is kind of becoming a newer thing. It's happening all over. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden. Now this one's brand new this year. Green notes, coconut, fig, mint, and some salt in here. Here's how you know this one's good, because personally, I am not a fan of coconut and fig fragrances. I don't like really either of those notes that much. Now, there are a few scents where I can tolerate it, coconut especially, but fig I'm very, very picky about. But, you know, something like Creed Virgin Island Water, coconut scent, I love it. And there's a few others out there as well, but a lot of them I just can't get with. This has both of those notes, but yet I still think this is a great smelling scent, super impressive. You would be surprised if you're someone who didn't like the original and Le Parfum. this is something that you should give a try. Now, it's a green variant of those. You can see that given the bottle and just the note breakdown. It's minty fresh and green. There's a lot of balance and a lot of additional supplemental notes around the coconut and fig to where it makes it fit in and it makes it make sense, if you get what I'm saying. So even if you're like me and you don't like those notes a lot of the time, this might be something that might change your mind a little bit. It's going to be a great compliment polar. This is just the type of thing people love and go crazy for. Beau Parfum is another really popular release that just can't stay in stock. I mean, it comes in stock on discounters and it's gone usually within an hour or less. I mean, people they want that stuff, and it has a coconut and pineapple combination. It smells like summertime. It's a really good one. This one's hit discounters, but it's hard to get. It sells out almost instantly. If you want to be notified when this Beau Paradise Garden or any other new release or any rare, hard to find scent comes into stock, do me a favor, stop what you're doing right now, put your email in at the link down below, my mailing list, and send any text to the number down below. Both of those run in tandem, so when I send out a notification on something coming in stock, it goes to both. That way, if you don't get notifications for your email, you'll get a text straight to your phone. That's going to be the only place that you're going to be able to get notified when this stuff comes in, because discounters where you put in your email and they say, yeah, we'll send you one, doesn't really work all the time. I'll get you hooked up. If you sign up down below, you'll get a bottle of this. You'll get whatever else rare thing, good deal might be coming up. Just hang in there. Afnan 9 AM Dive is kind of like a conglomerate of a few really popular, more expensive scents, like Bleu de Chanel, Elysium, Eau de Parfum. And you'll kind of see what I mean just by looking at the notes, but the smell is the main giveaway here. But the note breakdown will give you some clues. Lavender, ambroxan, orange, bergamot, lemon, mint, apple, blackcurrant, incense, ambergris, ambroxan. So you're getting some Bleu de Chanel classic notes in there, the incense and citrus. You're getting some Bleu de Chanel, you're getting some Elysium, blackcurrant, woods, you're getting some YSLY, apple sweetness. All of that is just kind of mixed up into one for about 45 bucks. So in typical clone fashion, this is not it. Like for example, Afnan 9 PM is a straight up clone of Ultramale, just dead on the nose, doesn't really include anything else. All of the other clones out there are, for the most part, similar deal. This is not like those. It just ropes a whole bunch of things into one and brings it to you at a price that is unbeatable. It's a really good smelling, mass-pleasing scent with respectable performance. Last up for this video, we have PDM Percival, Parfums de Marly, Percival. So, usually not my favorite choice. I typically prefer Sedley and Greenlee. However, this is still a big time compliment polar. Lavender, ambroxan, orange, bergamot, geranium. It's just a blue fragrance essentially from PDM, and also very musky. Heavy on the musk, like the cashmerean, that sort of thing, a whole bunch of it. And that's one of the things that I don't like about it a ton. It's just a bit too constricting with all that musk and stuff going on. I like Sedley because it's brighter, a little bit more free, a little bit more uplifting, and Greenlee with the green apple and the oak moss and all the citrus and stuff going on. It's really punchy as well. This one's a little bit more muted. It's like they take a bunch of bright notes and citrus and ambroxan and they just throw a blanket over the top of it with a whole bunch of musk and stuff. It just kind of feels suffocated to me, this scent does. It always has. I've never really been able to pinpoint it, but going back to it after a while, that is kind of what it is for me. Although, you know, it's still a huge hit. People are still going to love how it smells, and the average person on the street isn't going to smell this and say that it smells like it's being muffled. You know, that's just me being very, picky towards something like this. It still is a great scent. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Some fantastic warm weather, spring and summer scents that are designed and engineered to get you compliments. I'll link them all down below. You can pick them up there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.